That's true. That right. She sippin' more wet and yeah, I swear it get her wetter. My Louboutins new, so my bottom stays redder. No, I'm not on ride, but I'm all up on my cheddar. Just talked to your homie, she said we should be together. Gabby Brand was so insane that I made her my header.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today I would just be addressing the few little questions that I had on my last video regarding how I was able to move out at 19 years old, and like how you are supposed to be financially stable and saving your money, and just a few little tips and tricks behind it. I wouldn't say tricks, it's like tips. So just if you are looking to move out when you turn a certain age, this is like my idea of what you should do. So I had a question about a job. How did I get my job? I always just go in Indeed and then I type in. Well, I didn't really type in nothing. I just go in Indeed and I type in. Yeah, I did type in. I type in how much money I want to make an hour, and then a few jobs will come up, and then I see if I personally qualify for them or whatever. And I apply for I don't remember how many jobs. I was applying for a lot of jobs, because with Indeed, all you have to do is, if you upload your resume, all you have to do is click and then it'll apply. You don't have to do like the full application like you would have to fill it out and stuff. That's why I like Indeed. And if I have a new job, it's because I got it from Indeed. So my steps with that is my tips for getting jobs and elevating yourself, because every time I get a new job, of course I'm making like $1 or $2 more than what I was at my last job. I'm never making the same, and I'm never making less than what I was. And just how you do stuff like that is when they ask you about pay, you tell them how much you made at your last job, and tell them how much you think you are qualified to make at the job that you're applying for. And basically you just be firm with it. Like, I don't know, you just be really, really firm with it, and then they'll always like it. I always when I go into interviews, I always tell people that I'm in school for business and marketing, because a lot of jobs with customer service, you have to strategize. Like, you have to be a problem solver and strategize, stuff like that. And most of my jobs are either in retail or customer service. So business and marketing, that degree, or telling people when I apply for jobs that I'm in school for that, is always a plus. And you just always have to go in there with your best dressed clothes on. Your attitude has to be on point. Make sure you smile and laugh and engage in conversation, and always ask questions. Don't ask questions about the pay until they ask you about the pay, because then they'll think you're only thinking about the money, which sometimes you really are, but you don't want them to know that, just for the simple fact that it's a job and they probably won't hire you. Knowing that, you want to always go in there, I wouldn't say lie, but if you feel like you got to twist the truth a little bit, do that. Anything to get the job. And then when you start working, just give it all you got. Like, put your best effort, and then you can probably, if you want to stay within a company, you could probably get a promotion. Me personally, all these jobs that I have are just temps. Like, they're temporarily for me. Like, I probably could have elevated from each job, but I don't like to stay at a job for too much longer. And that's kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, because some jobs will not hire you if you don't stay at a job for too long, because then I'll see that consistency of you staying at a job for this long and you moving. But then some jobs look at it as like, you have all this experience in these different type of fields, and couldn't have been too bad. So that's what I always go by. I always make sure that I try to get that experience under my belt. Like, I try to stay somewhere 3 to 6 months. Like, this job, I have been here since January, and it's June. So January, February, March, April, May, June. It's about to be July, so that's 7 months. And I'm not even gonna lie, I have been looking for a different job. Not because I don't like the company. I do like the company. That's why I'm looking, but at the same time I'm really not looking. So I mean, I'm trying to stick it out, honestly. I really am, until my lease is up, because once my lease is up, I want to move to Atlanta to start my venture there, because honestly I want to be a businesswoman. I don't really want to work for people. That's why I feel like my attention span with jobs are so like minimum, because I do not want to work for people. I don't like being on a set schedule. I don't like doing what people tell me to do and when to do it, how to do it and stuff like that. I know how to do the stuff, but I don't really like to do it. So that's why I'm itching to like start me a business and be my own entrepreneur and have people working for me. And I always say when I get my business going, I always want people to know, you know, to want to come to work. I don't want people to dread coming to work. I want people to want to come to work and work for me, and, you know, say positive things about my brand, and maybe they can start their brand based off of my brand, and, you know, just helping people out. That's something that I truly want to do. Also, like, I have multiple things that I want to do, like with my degree, but school is holding me back. I'm not gonna say it's holding me back, because there's things I could do and that I have started the process. I just haven't, you know, finished it, which is my fault. But yeah, I just want to address that question that I had about how to apply to a job. Just when you apply, be honest based on your experience. Don't never lie on experience. Like, if you never had experience in the field but you really want to work there, just say you never had experience, and then when you get to the interview, you know, tell them that you're always willing and willingly ready to learn something new. And do not be afraid, because I know a lot of people are just scared to like ask them like what do they mean about a question that they asked, or, you know, give a definition, any of that type of thing during interviews. Me, no, I'm gonna step. I like to if I don't understand your question, I'm gonna ask you like, what do you mean? Or I'm gonna ask you for an example. You ask me for an example, I'm gonna say, can you give me an example of what you mean? And a lot of people like when you engage in that, because it's not always about going into an interview and being 100% perfect. It's really not. Like, you don't want to be like you practice this crap at home. Like, one of the questions people always, me personally too, always, like, I feel like I just failed terribly at this question. I can't remember the exact question, but it's something like what's something that you good at, or what's something that you bad at. It's something like that. Something, the wording is a little bit different. And I always say I'm good at being on time. You know, I have a whole list of things that I'm good at, but when I say stuff I'm bad at, there's some stuff I'm bad at, but it doesn't relate to this job, so I'm not going to tell you that. So that's just the truth. I just be like, I mean, I'm always willing to learn. If I'm a good learner, I don't know. I don't really have that answer, but, you know, just keep it a buck. And like I said in the last video, if you're wanting to move out, save your money. Have that mindset that you need to save your money. Party is at a minimum. Party is at a minimum. And like I said, say you get paid weekly and your checks are $700. No, $780 or $790 a week. Take that $90 and use that for the week to buy you gas and food and whatever little things that you want to do for you personally for that week. And then put the $700 up for you know, for you to buy stuff for your house and stuff. And you just separate your money like that. I have three different three different accounts on my banking. I have my checking, which is what I use on a daily, like to spend money on food, gas, and like I might do a little shopping with it, cheap shopping. That's what I might do with that, like if I want to go to the movies, stuff like that is with that money. And then I have my bill money, which is like I already calculate how much all my bills are going to be for the month, which is, it's pretty much the same, because I only have rent and then I have to pay my phone bill and stuff to my mama. That's like $150 to my mama. And then I have my internet bill, and then I have my light bill that, you know, that changes, but everything else is pretty consistent. So I always put that amount of money in its own savings alone, so I can see where I have like a little bit of, I don't know why it's so hard for me to spit it out, where I have a little wiggle room with my third savings account. Now my third savings account is the money that I have left over from my bills. So I just keep that in its own separate account, and then I stack that up for next month's bills. Now you see what I'm saying? So say my checks is $790. I keep 90 to myself. I save 700. I might use a check or two to put up for bills, and I save 700. And then when I subtract my bills from all the money that I make that month, then I put the rest in this savings account for next month. And you just do it all again. Just do it all over again. And I promise you, you will feel so much better when you have your money that you can spend, your bill money, and then it's lenient money. Like, you can still spend this money if you want to. I do sometimes. I mean, because hey, sometimes I just want to buy something, you know, that's out of budget. Like, I might have spent my $90. I might want to go get my nails and toes done, and that's $60-something. And if I have only $90, my toes and nails together is like $60-something. And then I go get gas, which is damn near $3 a gallon. I don't have no more money, so then I have to go in that third savings account and take some money out. Now, don't do that all the time, but I will do it if I feel like I'm gonna step. Just know that I'm gonna step. But I always make sure that I always have enough money for my bills. So this third account is really just make sure you have enough money for your bills 2 or 3 times. Like, if I don't have double what I have in this account, I won't spend it. Just because I always want to have that security, just in case anything happens, like with my car or anything with school or any other financial thing that, you know, because stuff just pops up out the woodwork. So I just want to always make sure I'm secure. And also, I might add an additional bill to me later on, because I'm going to go get braces. And it just seems like I just keep on overloading stuff. But since I always save my money, I always have money. That's what I tell people. When you always save your money, you will always have money. Period, bottom line. Like, there's no question about it. Like, that's just what it is. That's just true. Like, I'm not one of those that get a check and spend it. I'm not one of those. I have never been one of those. So I've always had money, and that's why I was able to move out. Like, I wasn't scared to move out because I knew that I was good with managing my money and stuff like that. So really, that's all my tips about it. Now, if y'all want to see like a apartment tour, comment down below and we can get that popping. Because when I moved in, my house was fully furnished. Like, everything was furnished, paid for, all that. So if the only thing I'm missing is like an area rug. I still haven't been able to find that, but I really just don't want to spend $100 on an area rug. I'm just gonna keep it cheap. I don't, and I don't want like a cheap area rug where like it's rough on the feet. So that's, I mean, I'm about to buy one. It's just taking me a minute. I've been living in here since March, so March, April, May, June, 4 months, and I love it. So comment down below if you want to see a house tour or any other video ideas. I don't really get on YouTube that much. I will if y'all want me to, but other than that, no, it's just for fun, honestly, for me. I just pop up every 5 months or every couple of months, because my last video was like in March, I think. I don't know. But just comment down below like what y'all want me to do, and I will try to make that happen. Thank you. I'm looking at this mirror now. But
watch your man, then you should watch your mouth. Bitches is pressed, administer mouth to mouth. You see them stats? You know what I am about?